Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you for coming in today.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Good. I having a rough day?
Yeah,
All right. Before we start talking about that, I just want to make sure that you did get the confidentiality form that I sent you.
I did get it. I signed it. I reviewed it first, obviously, but I signed it.
Okay. Great. Awesome. I'm glad you reviewed it. I do want to just go over what that means with you just to make sure you fully understand. So I am not a professional licensed therapist, which means that while I do offer personal confidentiality, I don't offer licensed professional confidentiality. However, if you were to disclose to me that you were a danger to yourself or others, or if you knew of someone that was going to harm another person, or if you were to talk to someone about harm of an elder or a minor, I would have to report that to my professor, who would take the appropriate steps to make sure that everybody's okay.
Yep.
Uh, okay. And I would also have to allow, if I was court ordered, I would have to allow them to see this video as well. Speaking of that, this is being recorded. I know we talked a bit beforehand that it was going to be recorded, but may I have your permission to continue recording from here?
You have all the permission.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, all right. So what brings you in today?
I kind of wanted to talk about something that happened at work. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Open up.
Cool. So I had this guy at work. He's a new guy. He started a couple weeks ago, and ever since he started, he just is consistently hitting on me, and I don't
Hmm.
know how to handle it at this point because I've tried
Mm,
to lightly and subtly, tell him I'm not interested, and he's not
right.
really whole point that I'm trying to express.
Okay. So you he's this new guy at work has been interested in you, has asked you out a couple times, and you've expressed disinterest towards him.
Yeah, yeah. Even give you a great example, right? Today he asked if I would be willing to go out with him tomorrow because I'm not working tomorrow, but I,
Hmm.
thankfully had an excuse. I was like, no, my family's doing Rosh Hashanah. I can't. But it's every time I'm working with him, it's really irritating.
Rosh Hashanah. So are you religious in any kind of way?
I am, although Rosh Hashanah is a Jewish religion, I'm actually Christian. Just my family does Rosh Hashanah
Okay.
because Jewish, so it's just like a family thing, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask if it was, something that was really like the spirituality played any kind of factor in this, like if he had the same kind of religion as you, or if, you just disliked him for any other reason.
No, I mean, I just don't like him because he's annoying, and I'm currently dating somebody. So,
Ah, okay, yes, yes, you're seeing somebody already.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so it sounds like you feel a little overwhelmed with the situation, and you would like maybe some help trying to figure out what to do from there.
yeah. Because I feel like I've done most of the obvious things to do, like telling him I have a boyfriend over and over and over again.
Mm,
Just flat out telling him, yeah, I'm not really interested in where this is going. Like, I don't like you like that. Probably will never like you like that. Keep
right.
in mind, 20 years older than me. Like, I'm just not interested.
Why do you think he continues to pursue this?
See, I was gonna say something, but it's probably not appropriate for me to say. So I will say that I think that he's just continuing it because he either isn't getting the message of not being clear enough,
Mm,
or he just doesn't want to hear no for an answer.
okay. Um, so I hear you saying that overall you feel like you made yourself pretty clear, and that he's just not getting it. He's not taking no for an answer, right?
Yeah.
Have you tried, um, or could you try rather, talking to a higher up, possibly at work, about the
Yeah.
situation?
I was hoping it wouldn't get to that point because
Hmm.
I've asked and it usually was messy and I don't like doing that.
Right.
Um, but if it continues, I'm gonna have to because it's every time he's not doing his job. Like when he comes up front,
Hmm.
just talk to me and to hit on me. Like it's getting to the point where it's a nuisance all around, not just the hitting on me part, but the fact that he's also then impairing my job while I'm at work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that could be a struggle, frustrating maybe, uh aggravating. Yeah. Yeah. Um well, let's dive into what we can do from here. Um it sounds like you don't want to really go the route of going to a higher up if you don't have to. So is there anything that you have tried, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Is there anything that you feel you haven't tried yet that maybe we could try?
I feel like I could try just straight up walking up to him and being like, listen, if this doesn't stop, I'm gonna have to go to high, like letting him know
Hmm.
that if it continues, I'm gonna have to go to a higher up and it might get messy, yeah, but it'd be worth it because clearly it's not working out the way it's working right now.
Right. Oh,
I
there.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I thought you were needing me to help you out there.
I haven't heard of this issue with anybody else though, because I work with a lot of younger females as well. Like we're all around the same age and or
Hmm.
older than me, and I haven't heard about this issue from any of them. So if it was like a multiple people issue, I feel like at that point, yeah, I probably already would have went to a higher up. But because it's a singular issue, I've been trying to kind of just let it slide, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're feeling like because it's not affecting everyone that you don't have much of a right to go to
Not
an
that
higher up.
right, just more that I don't like stirring the pot if I don't have to. I don't
Hmm.
like the work drama if I don't have to.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you recognize that about yourself. Um, but sometimes doing what's best for you um, is the the proper thing to do. Like I know that it can be hard to put your foot down, but it sounds to me like you've tried multiple things. You tried telling him no. You tried telling him you have a boyfriend. Um, you even told him an excuse. Um, Sometimes if it doesn't work out, even though we're trying to be as polite as possible, the next best thing to do when we're uncomfortable is go to a higher up. Um, so I would suggest doing that. But what do you think about that? Do you think that's something you would want to do?
I think, well, like I said, yeah, if it continues, I'm definitely going to go to a higher up. I think that is the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Agree with what you're saying, and I think that it's definitely a valid point, a valid thought, because there's nothing else I can really do by myself.
Right.
A request that I don't get scheduled with him again, or just talk to them and see where they take it. Because at some point, it's going to become harassment. So at some
Mm-hmm.
point before that happens, we should handle it.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about for you. I really want to make sure that it doesn't get to that point for you, which is why I'm suggesting trying to handle this a little bit more promptly instead of kind of waiting for something
Bigger to happen.
increasingly worse to happen. Because your mental health is the most important thing right now, not anything else. So, um, how do you feel though? Like if you were to go into work, let's say, um, and have a conversation with him and say, no, I'm very serious, and he didn't listen, would you then be able to go to a higher up right away, or do you feel like you'd need more help and maybe like role playing situations with a therapist beforehand?
Oh no, I could definitely turn around and be like, all right, but all right, I got this, and call up my higher up because I have his phone number. If
Okay. Okay, good. That's awesome. So, I think we're nearing the end of our session.
okay,
I don't want to cut you off because I know this is important to you.
no,
However, I do just want to go over everything we talked about to make sure that I heard you correctly. So, um, first, we started off with you addressing that you were having a problem at work with a coworker. You followed that up with and telling me that you had spoken to him a few times, not very directly, but just kind of more avoidance, and then told him, listen, I do have a boyfriend.
Sorry.
Um, and it's okay. So everything, can I continue?
Continue. Sorry.
Okay, it's fine. Um, told me about how you told him you have a boyfriend, and then we discussed possible scenarios where maybe you should be going and talking to a higher up. I asked you how that made you feel if you had to do that. We touched on your mental well-being and how that's more important than uh, disrupting somebody else's life because you were worried about the situation escalating in the office. Um, and then we covered the fact that if you didn't, oh, I'm sorry, I asked you if you needed help, uh, maybe role playing the situation, and you declined, saying that you think you definitely have that. Um, does that seem to cover everything?
Yeah, it definitely covers everything.
Okay, great. I do appreciate you helping me out with this again. I know it was a little last minute, so thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Um, I will be sending you a client feedback form. I think it's like 3 questions long. If you don't mind just answering that and sending it back to me through the email, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you have any questions before I go or anything else you'd like to? Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
heard. I feel listened to. I feel validated. I feel good.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Thank you again for helping me, and I will see you later.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.